Hey everyone, welcome back to the Business Book Club, where we summarize the most insightful business and personal development books in under 5 minutes. Today, we're talking about Mindwise by Nicholas Epley, a fascinating book about understanding the minds of others. Epley explores how we often misunderstand what others are thinking, the biases that cloud our perceptions, and how we can improve our ability to read people. We'll also look at real-world examples of how improving this skill can benefit you in both business and life. Mindwise delves into the science of mind reading, not in the magical sense, but in understanding how well we can perceive the thoughts, feelings, and intentions of others. Epley reveals that we often overestimate our ability to understand others, which leads to misunderstandings. Here are the key takeaways from the book, along with examples of how these principles are applied today. 1. The illusion of insight. Epley discusses how we tend to believe we know what others are thinking more than we actually do, which can lead to costly misjudgments. For example, Theranos, the blood testing startup led by Elizabeth Holmes, faced enormous failure partly due to investors and stakeholders believing they understood her vision without fully scrutinizing the science behind it. Misreading people's intentions and relying on assumptions can have serious consequences. 2. Bias in perspective taking. We often assume that others think like we do, but this can lead to poor decisions in leadership and negotiation. For instance, Yahoo's Marissa Mayer was known for her highly analytical, engineer-like approach to decision-making, but this perspective didn't always align with her employees' experiences. The disconnect contributed to difficulties in company culture during her tenure as CEO. Leaders need to better understand the perspectives of their teams to create harmony and drive success. 3. Overconfidence in mind reading. Epley reveals that we are often overconfident in our ability to read others, especially in business settings. Starbucks learned this lesson when they introduced a new line of breakfast sandwiches in 2008. They believed customers wanted more substantial food options, but the smell of cooking clashed with the coffee shop ambiance, and sales dropped. They had misread their customers' desires and had to pivot back to their core offerings. 4. Empathy versus projection. Empathy is often confused with projection, thinking others feel the same way you do. Epley argues that true empathy requires active effort to understand another person's experience. Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, turned the company's culture around by leading with empathy. He made an intentional effort to listen to employees and customers, which led to a more inclusive work environment and a customer-centric focus, helping Microsoft's dramatic rise under his leadership. 5. The importance of asking, not assuming. One of the most practical pieces of advice from Mindwise is to ask questions rather than assume what others are thinking. In 2015, Netflix did this when it introduced unlimited parental leave. Instead of assuming what parents would want, Netflix surveyed its employees and offered flexibility based on the actual feedback they received. This not only improved employee satisfaction, but also positioned Netflix as a leader in progressive workplace policies. Here are 3 quick tips you can apply from Mindwise. 1. Don't assume you know what others are thinking. Like the downfall of Theranos, assumptions can be dangerous. Ask questions and verify your understanding, whether in business or personal relationships. 2. Put yourself in their shoes. Like Satya Nadella at Microsoft, actively practice empathy by listening and trying to see situations from others' perspectives. It can lead to better decisions and a stronger team culture. 3. Test your assumptions before acting. Like Starbucks' sandwich mistake, test your assumptions by gathering real feedback before launching new products or initiatives. This can prevent costly errors. That's a quick summary of Mindwise by Nicholas Epley. Whether you're running a business, managing a team, or simply trying to communicate better with others, understanding how our minds often misread people is key. From Netflix's employee surveys to Satya Nadella's empathy-driven leadership, Mindwise offers valuable lessons for anyone looking to improve how they perceive and interact with others. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more business insights. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.